What's good, y'all, and welcome to my review of this week's episode of DBZ Kai, the final chess begins. So we start off, Super Buu arrives to where Gohan and crew were chilling at. So Gohan and my man, Ultimate Gohan, which I love Gohan, is getting ready to take down Super Buu once again. But Super Buu says that he doesn't want to fight Gohan anymore. He wants to fight Trunks and Goten, or I should say Goten, because he wants to settle things with him after after their fight kind of ended prematurely with him ending the fusion. So then he starts, kind of taunting them, be like, "Oh, what are you scared? Why are you scared, little kids?" He's like, well, that's all gonna, I don't know what exactly this stuff's called, but this, I guess, Majin Buu skin or goo from Majin Buu kind of comes off of his back, kind of hits the floor, and starts, moving towards. It's like the symbiote from the Spider-Man universe, the black suit that grabs Spidey, Venom, Brock turns them into Spider, turns them into Venom and shit. It looks like similar to that. So they're kind of making their way towards Piccolo for his brains and Gotenks for their strength, and Gohan, and so they fuse. They immediately go into Super Saiyan 3. And so they go transform. Actually, let's hold up. Mr. Satan's doing some street control, this is a magic trick, right? And the dog notices the stuff heading towards Gotenks and Piccolo, and he tries to warn them. Nobody's listening to him. Then right before Gotenks is about to go down with Super Buu, the goo gets on top of him and pretty much just covers his whole body along with Piccolo, and essentially then Super Buu absorbs them into himself, becoming, as he says, the ultimate Majin, which is, I guess, from what I can guess, is a more intellectual Super Buu with a nose. Just from the way he sounds, he talks, and then it's just the ultimate Majin, I guess I'm gonna call him. Ultimate Majin, I might just call him Super Buu anyway, so I might just flip-flop between those two versus Gohan. And so they just go at it. They're they're just going at it. He's like, and then he actually notices that the fusion that Gotenks has does, of course, also affects Super Buu, or the Ultimate Majin, or whatever it's called. So he too has a time limit. So I'm guessing once the time limit runs out, they defuse, and I guess they unabsorb them. So then I guess they get out of Super Buu, I guess, from the way it sounds like. That's what I'm guessing anyway. So after he's absorbed them, Super Buu ends up then explains his whole plan, that the reason he ended up self-destructing was just because he knew that there was a time limit on Gotenks. So he gave them, pretty much bought time for them, an hour of time, so that they could recharge, getting back their hour, and they could immediately go into Super Saiyan 3, which then he could absorb them and go against go against Gohan. So after he's done explaining his plan, Super Buu immediately goes on the offensive. He's pretty much just beating up, Gohan. He's just beating him. They throw Kai Blasts at each other. Super Buu still gets the upper hand on him. They eventually, and actually while it's all going down, so then after a while they ended up actually, you guys know Dragon Ball where sometimes the characters end up punching each other in the face? Well, they do the same thing, only this time they kick each other in the face at the exact same time. So after that, they kind of both land on two different, mountains or whatever you want to call them. And kind of while the wind's blowing them, they kind of just take a second to breathe. And be like, your move. Get back in their fatty senses, and then you can get back in the fight. And right before they begin right back at it, Mr. Satan ends up going to, shit, I forget his name. But you guys, the guy that's now running, I forget his name. Why am I forgetting his name? Well, whatever the case, he's well, if you're the guard, if you watch over us, then you must know that I'm Mr. Satan, the most powerful man in the world, blah, 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 blah. Even though I can't shoot, I run to the first sign of trouble. Yeah, he starts bragging at a time like this. God, I hate Mr. Satan. Anyway, so then Gohan goes on the offensive. Super Buu manages to counter because he has Piccolo's brain, so he knows. And since Piccolo did a lot of training with Gohan, he pretty much knows all his tricks. So and then Super Buu then runs again. It's just beating on Ultimate Gohan, just beating on him. Gohan isn't really getting any good looks. So then Super Buu then throws this huge Kai Blast at him, which does a lot of damage to Gohan. Then once he gets out of the rubble, then Super Boo, or the Ultimate Mods, and I don't know what his name is anymore. He starts doing the special beam cannon. Gohan is just looking there like, like instead of, moving out of the way, or I don't know, charging right at him to stop him, he's just like, and then once the special beam cannon comes running right towards, instead of, dodging, he stands there and tries to block it! Or absorb it, or whatever, with his hands. He puts his hands in like an X shape, and then takes the attack head on instead of, moving out of the way, and I don't know, hitting him from the back in surprise. I don't know, but no. Let me just take this. Let me take the special beam cannon head on. So after absorbing the special beam cannon, Gohan falls to a knee. Super Boo starts being like, "Well, that was a special beam cannon, was it not? Yeah, he meant a lot to you, blah, 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 blah. I am the strongest being in the universe." Then to go on tries to, get countered by Sprites, throws a Kai blast at him, it ends up missing. Then Super Boo takes his arm, and, he stretches his arm, grabs Gohan's head, and just pushes him through all of these rocks, these mounds or whatever they're called, these rocks, just throw into a bunch of them, like, "I am once again the strongest being in the universe," blah 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 blah, and Gohan's just getting hit with all this stuff. And then Gohan, after that's all, Gohan is still standing. By some miracle, Gohan is still standing. So, Gohan, my man, you can take a beat. My man, you can take a beat. So then Super Boo is just chilling on a rock. He's like, "What? So, Gohan, why do you have your power, Mass? Have you come to terms that you cannot beat me in this form?" And that's where the episode ends with Gohan charging right back at him in the fray. Overall, fantastic episode. Great art animation, a great fight scene. Ultimate Gohan getting his ass beat a lot. But hey, I'm definitely looking forward to what we got next week. So my final verdict for this week's episode is a 9 out of 10. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter if you like. Links to our search box below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.